Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 back again for some indie comic reviews. And for these indie comic reviews, I'll be covering Racer X by Mark Russell, issue 2, and the TMNT Shredder, issue 2. Now I'll get things ready and organized for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So as we move on to first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It does, to which I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, the middle, and of course the end, and also what is happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we begin in the area of Engine City, and whilst things are occurring, we see that Racer X is sort of like helping to make sure that his younger brother wins in the racing tournaments. Of course, we do get a bit of a flashback, which reminds us of sort of like where he came from to where he is now, and also what he's trying to do to protect his family. Of course, we see how Speed Racer ends up winning his race because of the help of Racer X. But Speed Racer doesn't know that this is actually his older brother, and things get set up for the next issue. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the story, which the story rating is broken down into time, location, and cast. The same will also apply for when I cover the TMNT Shredder. So starting off with the area of time, we had 2 days before, we had the present day, and of course 5 years earlier, so we're linking to flashbacks. Next is the location. We know it's taking place in Engine City. A cast of characters consisting of Rex, who is Racer X, Speed Racer, and also Sprutle. My overall rating for this issue is a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move on to TMNT Shredder issue 2. So as we move on to TMNT Shredder issue 2, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which we do get to follow the character of the Shredder in an event that's relayed to us by someone who is handling the character of the Shredder in the story. To which I give the cover a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we have this discussion of more like a bit of a briefing of sorts of some events that have taken place around the character of the Shredder within the story. And we learn of some of the things that have happened with him. It would have been nice to see this more so in Shredder's personal perspective instead of someone relaying it over to us. At least then you'd get a better understanding of what he's actually saying and his thoughts in the matter. So during the story, he goes to a place called the Snake Pit, and he ends up against the character known as the Cobra. And of course, he goes in, practically kicks his butt, and then leaves. And then things prepare us for the next issue. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story, which consists of time, location, and cast. First things first, did we get anything time-wise? The answer is no, we didn't. Next is the location, to which we had the Snake Pit, which is in the lower east side. And the main cast of the characters that actually stood out was actually the Shredder himself and the person known as the Cobra. My overall rating for this particular issue, though, is a 6.5 out of 10, though I would have liked to have been higher if it included more detail, and it seemed to lose the detail. And just repeating, it's a 6.5 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.